Hello and welcome to Americans Talk Australian Survivor. I'm Rachel.
I'm Leah.
And I'm Matt.
Thanks for joining us. We just watched episode 8 of Australian Survivor Australia versus the World, and there will be spoilers ahead. Thank you to everyone who participated in the comments over on Instagram and TikTok. It's been so fun to get to hear from everyone about their thoughts on the show. This is kind of why we started the podcast. We just love talking about the show, and it's great to hear everyone's opinion and really connect with the Australian Survivor fans. So thank you so much, everyone, for chatting with us. We really appreciate it. We open up on episode 8, the night after the giant tribal council, where both Cass and Tommy went home. We see Parvati and Lisa not getting along initially, and there's still a lot of back and forth about, well, I wasn't trying to get you, well, your friends were trying to get me, and unfortunately, Lisa really is in a tough spot.
Yeah, and I thought that Poverty said Lisa is guilty by association. But Lisa says, I'm ready to stir some things up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then the next day, we see her go and talk to Luke. She tells him he's the second biggest threat, and no one's going to want to take him to the end, including herself.
Yeah, I thought it was funny because Luke's like, I was on the wrong side of the vote every single time until last night. How am I a threat?
Yeah. And then it turns out he does not want to go to the end with Lisa. She does not want to go to the end with Luke. So they are Australia versus New Zealand in this
Go
episode.
down, Lisa.
That was funny.
Yeah, it is an interesting strategy for Lisa. I agree with her idea of you have to kind of plant some seeds of doubt in Luke's mind and say, your allies don't really want to work with you. They're not actually going to take you to the end. We should work together. But I don't know why she said that she wouldn't sit next to Luke at the end. That to me makes it sound like, why would he want to work with you then?
I think she was just trying to stir something up, just trying to make some controversy. That's what I took it as.
But she should say, oh, I'll stay with you at the end, because now she just
she
alienated him.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. Lisa keeps trying to, I don't think she means to, but she keeps alienating people.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, she's so starstruck with Cherie.
Cherie, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she really, really wants to work with Suri. And she's doing a nice job. She is allies with Suri right now. So we see that Luke thinks that the best final four for him is going to be Parvati, Suri, and Janine and Luke. And I'm surprised by this because where's Shawnee? She was, a part of the Aussie Alliance, and I thought that she was working with Parvati for a minute. I guess she just kind of fell out with everyone. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I honestly thought she'd be a lot more active in this whole season than she has been.
Yeah.
Well, she's been playing it low, and then I thought, okay, after the merge, she's going to pick it up, and we're going to see her more. And we just hardly see her at all in some episodes.
Right. I don't understand it, but I don't understand what Luke's thinking. Why would he think that he could beat Harv or Sari? I don't understand it. He has a much better chance with Shawnee.
Right. Time is running out to get rid of those two.
Plus, keep her because she's Australian.
Yeah, I think Luke could win in a final three with Janine and Shawnee.
Yes.
Or even Janine and Lisa. I think he could also win that. I think, Parvati, I don't think he can beat. Suri, maybe, but we'll see.
Suri keeps hanging on, but I don't see her making a lot of necessarily big moves.
No, she isn't making any moves.
She's just popular.
Yeah. Well, it is interesting because we see Parvati and Lisa arguing, and Lisa said, everyone's after you, Parvati. Well, except for Luke. Actually, he did say that he would want to sit at the end with you. Yeah. And again, I feel like Lisa is causing drama and, she's trying to stir it up. So I feel like her ideas are in the right place, but then these little things where now she just really solidified the Parvati-Luke alliance because she's saying, by the way, he does want to sit at the end with you. He's telling other people. It must be true.
Right, right.
Well, it's a big day for Luke because then they head to the immunity challenge and we see these dramatic flashbacks of Luke's season 4 immunity laws.
Right, on his hands and knees.
I know. So it's the immunity challenge where the players have to run up and down the stairs, put the balls in, they go down the maze. You have to catch it before it falls. So a very tough challenge, a much larger scale than the US does. And it looks physically exhausting. You're trying to count, you're running up and down the stairs, you're listening to Jonathan yell at you from the
Yeah.
sidelines.
You're right.
Yeah, I don't know how they block Jonathan out because that would be very annoying.
But then you have to listen to him, and he only gives you 30 seconds. You know,
Oh,
when
yeah.
when they're
Mhm.
when they have a couple of balls going, I feel like you need more than 30 seconds to change the timing.
Yeah.
Change the spacing between your balls. So that's really difficult.
And that's kind of what happened to Shawnee. Her second ball, I think she had to go too soon because Jonathan was counting down. She threw it in, and then she lost
Mm.
at that second ball, same time as Janine.
And I thought Shawnee might actually win this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually she's pretty good at these sort of challenges, but I don't know what's happening to Shawnee this season. She got out King George, and then she just said, "All right, I'm done. I
Yeah, I
did
think
what I came to
that was her
do."
mistake. She should not have gotten out George. I think she should have stuck with George and they could have been a power couple themselves.
I mean, I don't know. Would George have turned on her again for a second time? That would have been worse, I
Maybe.
think. I think she got her revenge and now she's kind of relaxing for a little bit.
Okay.
Right. It would have been interesting if they secretly were getting along, but publicly
Yeah.
were at
Well,
each other's
they
throat.
talked about that. Yeah. I don't know.
Well, Luke and Parvati have a showdown. So they're running up and down the stairs, they're adding in their fourth ball, and Parvati drops hers, and Luke finally wins this challenge. So
Wow. And did you see he went to Jonathan first? He wonderful. I think Jonathan really does like Luke quite a bit.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, this is the third time Luke's played, so he knows Jonathan
Right.
quite well. And so it's very
And I
exciting for him that he finally won this challenge, especially, since it was so dramatic for him to lose last time.
right, it was wonderful. But I think also Luke had a show last year on
A podcast.
no, he
Oh,
was on a
on
TV
10
show
play?
on 10 Play with Nick and some other players talking about each episode
Mhm.
from last year.
Oh, that's nice. So he has a strong relationship with Jonathan.
Sure. Yep. Yep.
Well, congratulations, Luke. Second immunity necklace in a row, and especially at this challenge, he seems to feel great. He has his immunity idol, which I forgot about. We haven't seen it in so long. So he's an idol. He has the necklace for the second time in the row. He's feeling on top of the world.
Yeah. He should be.
Yeah. So then he speaks with his number one, Janine, and they're talking about Shawnee versus Lisa. So sounds like they have pros and cons of both. And again, I'm just thinking it's really too bad that Shawnee is on the chopping block. She's really on the outs and does not really seem to be playing from the bottom in the same way that
Yeah,
we've
I don't know.
seen players of her caliber do before.
And Luke was saying Aussie strong, Aussie strong. And I know at one point he said he was done with them, but he should be thinking, yeah, she's a number that I could use. I'm not sure why.
He's given it. Yeah.
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 But anyway, Serene says she wants to keep Lisa because she's a super fan of threes.
And I mean, we see it. Lisa said that out of everything in the world, the thing that she wants is for Sari Fields to win Survivor.
Oh my
More
God.
than
And that
anything in the
is
world, exactly.
that
Wow.
is quite interesting. I mean, I guess Lisa already won it for herself, so she's set in that dream of hers, but this was such a unique look at the game because I don't feel like Lisa's been necessarily like wowed by anything that Suri has done this season. It's more so all of her past seasons she has played so well that now Lisa wants her to win this season. And this is like the total opposite of what we usually see, where you've been a threat before and then that makes you a target in future seasons. But instead, Lisa wants Suri to win because she did so well in prior seasons. So this is really unique
Upside
and
down.
very interesting to watch.
Well, I feel like Lisa's like Kirby, they're starstruck. And I just don't understand that. Hello, you're playing a game, especially Kirby. You are playing the game. You are there to win. And she was such a strong player. I'm still upset that Kirby's not there, obviously.
You're not there to be a fan.
Yes, right.
Yeah. Well, Lisa is thinking despite being starstruck by Suri, she does have a plan. She wants Janine out of the game. She is realizing that Janine is really locked into a final three with a lot of different people. And so if we can axe Janine at this point, then maybe there opens up a spot for Suri in the final three. Not necessarily Lisa. She's still thinking about Suri.
Yeah, but that was a good plan, I think.
Yeah, she's
I agree, yeah.
absolutely plotting and scheming. And so I have to give Lisa credit. She may not be doing everything exactly how I would recommend it, but she is trying to do things this episode.
But she's right. You have two players, Luke and Janine, Sari and Parv. Those two opposite, they're the final two. You know what I mean?
Twos.
2
Yep.
2. You have to break them up.
Mhm.
And I'm not sure why anyone, thank God Lisa brought it up but no one listened. Oh,
Right. Yeah.
Well, it is interesting because Janine and Suri were both saying that they both got out at the final six before, and now here we are at the final six. And
Mhm.
so it is very odd that this episode where Luke gets redemption from his last immunity challenge, and now Janine's name is brought up at final six again. It all feels very nostalgic and very interesting. I don't know. At this point, I'm thinking, I hope Janine doesn't go home tonight, just because how terrible would that be to go home at the same point in the game both times? But
That would be.
it is interesting. It is a good idea from Lisa.
well, yeah, excellent. Well, what about Luke telling Parv that he has an idol?
Yeah, this was very odd. So Luke really got spooked by this steal an idol thing last night that Parvati brought up to Cass. And so thank
And
you for everyone.
rightfully so, I think.
Yeah. Well, thank you to everyone who pointed it out over on Instagram. And then obviously Parvati for bringing it up this episode. It turns out the advantage is that she has to play it before the votes are cast. So when she pulled that out, when Cass was about to play her idol, the votes had already been cast, so she was not able to play it. It was just a threat. So we were saying like,
Oh
well,
my God.
why didn't she just take it anyway? Because she couldn't. She actually could not steal the idol. So that was a great move by Parvati. Again, she thinks on her feet so much faster than I think I would be able to. But
Yeah,
and it
she's
worked.
excellent player.
I mean, look how scared Luke is. Now he's telling her that he has an idol and no one else in the game knows.
It's
Right.
unbelievable.
I didn't follow his logic when he first told her. I don't understand. And then convincing her to rip up the
The parchment
advantage.
paper.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Why
it
would she
was
do that?
That's what I was thinking. He didn't have a great reason. So he was saying
Yeah.
basically it'll lock us in as final three if you rip this up. Well, they were already final four. So what advantage is it to Parvati to do that?
Advance one more.
Especially,
Yeah.
yeah, especially because Lisa is going behind Luke's back and saying, Parvati, Luke wants to take you to the end. Like, what? I don't know. It seems like both ways. I'm kind of like, well, why are either of them doing this?
Well,
So,
so she does rip it up. They each have a half. But I'm wondering, could she say to Luke, I want that back during tribal? And then she gets it back and then she can put it together and then she can take the idol?
I see Luke never giving it back.
yeah, I don't think Luke has any intention of giving it back. But this is another great point for Luke's resume. So now he's won, he had this big redemption with his immunity necklace today. He convinced Parvati to somehow rip her advantage in half and give it to him. And he has an idol that he hasn't needed to play yet. So I do think that Luke is making strides to be a big player in this game. And so I'm excited. I feel like
Oh.
we didn't see a whole lot of Luke at the beginning. But the King of the Jungle seems to be back.
Yeah. Well, we need to consider how many more tribals can the idols be played.
Yeah, I think it can only be played at final five. So right now they're final six. So they had tonight to play an idol and then the next night, and then that's
And
it.
then that's it.
Wow. Well, I thank you for bringing that up about Luke because you're right. That is a huge thing on his resume that he got Parv to rip up an advantage. That is huge. You're right.
Right.
And kind of with no reason. Like we're saying,
Right.
we're all watching, like, well, why is she doing this? And I
Yeah.
feel like she also was kind of like, I don't feel like I need to, but like, I guess I'm feeling like you're pushing me into this.
Yeah, she
And
thought that she might be blindsided as a result of it, but I didn't understand how that could happen. They tried to blindside her and they didn't know about that. What? I don't know. But maybe it just puts a target on her, maybe she was thinking. But as far as we know, there's only one idol. Nobody looked for an idol today. So Luke has an idol, and he's not going to play this advantage against himself.
yeah, so that's kind of how he was able to nullify this
So
advantage
he
that
has
is the only
idol all
thing.
to
Well,
himself.
Parv has an idol too.
But she can't play that
Oh,
against
yeah.
herself. She already has
Right,
it. So.
right.
Right.
Yeah, so I think this was a really good move on Luke's part because somehow he kind of backed her into the corner to basically say, well, if you don't do this, I'm going to come after you. And then now all of a sudden he has half of this advantage and no one can take his idol. So that really
Good for
puts him at the
him.
final four. If he plays the idol correctly next tribal, he's locked in at final four. That's amazing.
Wow. Good for him. Good for him.
Well,
We'll
now
get
it's
Ruby
time.
again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's time to head on into tribal council. So we at this point are thinking, okay, Janine and Lisa are both kind of on the chopping block, and
Mhm.
Cerie seems to be at this point where she's saying, do I stick with my this final four and take out Lisa, or do I go with Lisa, who I have this really great connection with, who's a super fan of myself, and take out Janine?
Yeah, Lisa is there for Cherie. She's not going anywhere. So I think Cherie should keep Lisa. I think that's the best bet for her play because I don't think Luke and Janine are necessarily saying, oh, I'm going to keep Cherie around.
Right. Well, Cerie's not making any big plays.
Yeah, she's not making any big plays, but it will look better, I think, at the final jury to be going up against bigger players. Because at this point, if Lisa's just making her whole game about Suri winning, it doesn't really look that great to the final jury to be up against Lisa. And
Yes.
also, I feel like Lisa would almost do better for Suri on the jury because now
Oh,
Lisa's going to go back to the jury villa and she's going to be pitching what a great player Suri is. She's going to be educating
Yes.
everyone on our past seasons and she's really going to be like managing the jury from the other side.
you're
So
right.
I
Yep.
actually feel
Great
like
point.
Lisa serves Suri better on the jury.
I agree. Very
Yeah.
good.
Well, Suri is in an interesting spot. As always, Suri seems to really have a lot of
Yeah.
power in this game. She's always kind of this middle player, without even doing any insane pitches or anything like that. She just naturally seems to find herself at this pivotal spot. So we head into tribal council. We see Tommy has his lone wolf jacket on.
Yeah.
He's dressed very interestingly.
Gigantic.
Yeah, and then I thought this was very poetic and artistic. We have Parvati and Lisa staring at each other, kind of arguing again, sitting next to each other, and Cerie's right in the middle of them, just
Oh,
as it is
yes.
in in the
Right.
game. So we see a lot again about this Parvati versus Lisa argument, and I'm getting a little bit tired of it. I don't know about you guys,
Yep.
but Shawnee says that she will go to the end with anyone. She does not care. She just wants to make it to the end.
Good job. I hope
Yeah.
she does. I'm still rooting for you, Shawnee.
Yeah, so at this point, I mean, it makes sense that Shawnee wants to go to the end with anyone. I don't know that it's the best thing to say that. But I guess if she doesn't really have a clear alliance, you may as well say it, see what happens, see if anything sticks. Well, it is time to vote. There are no idols played, no idols are stolen, and Janine gets one vote and Lisa gets every vote after that, sending her to the jury.
Wait, I
So,
have to bring this up. It was funny because when Lisa was in the voting, she said, I can't take these people anymore.
yeah, I think she's just as frustrated as we are kind of watching this saying, what are you
Right.
guys doing?
12 days, and that's it. I mean, that was a fast game,
Yeah.
and she made it close to the end.
Yeah, it's great. Great.
I was surprised though that Shawnee voted for Lisa. I feel like why not flip? Why not stir things up? What advantage is it to Shawnee to keep Janine in the game over Lisa?
The only thing I can think about is she's just trying to be with the majority.
Yeah, maybe.
Yep.
But now she's next on the chopping block.
Not if
Well,
she wins immunity.
yeah. What's she better? Well, the Aussies are finally in the majority. There's three of them and two of the world tribes. So we finally got what we've been asking for this whole time. Just a majority Aussies in the merge.
Yes, but they have to work with Shawnee. It has to be 3-2, not 2-2-1.
Well, we'll see what they do. Either way, they made it. Shawnee made it to the final five. We'll
Yes.
see if she makes it farther. I hope she
Good
does.
job. Good job.
Do you guys think there's another idol out there since the one was played last week?
Yes, I do.
You think
There
they put it
should
out?
be. Yeah, Lisa should
Yeah.
have been looking for it.
So Shawnee, get
Well, yeah.
moving.
Yeah,
What-
and tomorrow night is the last night to play an idol.
Right. So you could be like George and just put it around your neck
Yeah.
and wear it around all day.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, now that Shawnee is the king slayer, she's got to act like the king.
Right.
Yeah. I hope
Yeah.
something works for her.
Channel her inner George.
George, yeah.
Well, this is a very exciting final five. We have Shawnee, who, as you can tell, we've loved from her first season. Luke, who we've been a mega fan of
Yep.
since he came out of the jungle. Janine has really been playing well. She's been very strategic, very business minded. And then Parvati and Suri somehow have lasted their entire alliance all the way to the final five again. It's just unbelievable that they came in as a power duo with a pre-existing relationship and no one has taken a shot at them. Or, I mean, they've
Right.
tried,
No,
but
I
no one
mean,
has successfully taken a shot at them.
wow.
So, a very exciting final five. This is what we were hoping for when we heard about Australia versus the world. We wanted to see the best players of the world go head to head, and it's happening. This is really exciting, an awesome final five. It is nice. Just one last thing about Lisa's exit. It looked like Suri kind of started a clap for her and said, she hopes she sees her on the outside. So it is good that Suri is being very respectful of Lisa's game. I feel like it could be easy to say, "Oh, she's so starstruck by me." I'm, I don't know. It was nice that she's appreciative of all of Lisa's help in her game.
Yeah, it looks like Sari really is a nice person.
So it makes sense
Yeah.
why Lisa likes her so much.
Right.
I'm sure she's a lot of fun to hang out with.
Yes. Well, congratulations for Zuri and Janine on breaking the curse of the final six, and Luke for breaking the curse of this immunity challenge.
Yeah, lots going on.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Every time I guess someone to win the whole game, they seem to almost immediately get voted out. So I don't know if I can even take a guess on who I think is going to win. I would say I want Luke to win. I feel like it would be very exciting for him to win at this stage of the game on his third try. What do you guys think?
Yeah, he's such a fun character. He's just, I think it'd be exciting for him.
Is that who
Absolutely.
you'd vote? Is that who you're rooting for then, or
I don't know.
I think so. I think I'm rooting for Luke at this point.
I'm Luke or Shani?
Yeah.
Shani for me.
We'll see. Well, either way, we're all rooting for the Australians. And
Yes.
I'm very
It's their
excited.
game. It's their game. Hello, it's their game. Please win it. You better win it. It's your game.
King George brought everyone together
Yeah.
to play against the world.
Did you see the previews? They're stacking those odd shaped things on top of each other. You know how they have
Oh,
to
geez.
stack
That's
8 or
a
10 of
stressful
them?
one.
Right, with that long prong type thing.
And Jonathan said Shani's in the lead, so let's
Right.
hope it stays. But we'll see.
She is good at those concentration balance challenges.
We haven't seen that many puzzles.
We haven't seen any puzzles.
Any puzzles, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, interesting. I don't know where the puzzles are. Jonathan, get those puzzles out there. I guess we should be talking to David now. He's
Yeah.
he's the next one to be unveiling the
Yeah, since
puzzles.
they're shooting out.
Yeah, David, if you're
Oh.
listening, go find a puzzle and throw it in tonight.
Oh, that's so hard to hear saying David instead of Jonathan.
Oh yeah, it'll be very interesting to see how he does. But
Well, we wish him well, of course, but it's just hard when you really like Jonathan.
yeah, well,
But that's
especially
not-
because it sounds like it's going to be a redemption season, and so he may have played with some of the players that are
Yes.
being redeemed, and how is that going to impact things? I don't know.
Could
I'm
be
very
awkward.
curious to see how a returning player is going to host the game.
Or-
Well, yet another great episode from Australia versus the world. We can't wait to see how this final five plays out. So let us know who you are rooting for and who you think is most likely to win. I guess those are two separate things in this stage of the game. What do you think Suri should have done? Is it better for her to have Lisa in the game or Lisa on the jury? Let us know over on Instagram at ATA Survivor, TikTok at ATA Survivor, and send us an email at ataustraliansurvivor@gmail.com. Thanks, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.